Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shaked Bar-Tal, Sports Guy Show. We have a special show tonight as we have Travis Steven Hancock and Mabel join us to talk about the Carolina Panthers NFL. Everyone is welcome to join us on the show tonight. Be a guest, ask your questions, we'll answer it. Bon and I, and Mabel, she will also chime in and answer her questions, her, her answer. So join us tonight on the channel. What's going on, Bon? How you doing tonight?
What's happening? How are you?
Doing fine. Hopefully you survived the apple pie accident by Mac, which looked like Mac wanted to get the pie on his face instead of your face.
Yeah, I think he might have been kind of hungry, right? So I also don't know where the flavor, what happened with to the apple. I don't know why we got blueberry pie.
And the cheese and all of that. So just a blooper reel for YouTube, for Mac to be famous on YouTube. But anyway, let's not talk about Mac. Talk about
Where's Bo? Isn't he on tonight?
no Bo. Bo, I don't think Bo is on. I don't know. Bo called KB Audio. Talk about Purdue. And
I thought you were promoting Bo was on tonight.
no. I'm promoting you and Mabel.
I saw Mabel, but I thought you said something about Bo being on or something tonight.
No. Bo is regular on Sunday.
Gotcha.
You're the born. Is Bo. Different name, different people, different personality, so on. But anyway, talking about this team, because this team is Jekyll and I, and in a way, this team is bipolar born. One week, they go to Lambeau, they beat the Packers, and regardless of who made the prediction, whether you and I, then the following week, they lay an egg at home against the Saints. Very difficult team to read, honestly.
Yeah, it is, and it makes the prediction for tomorrow's game very difficult to try to figure out what team they show up. If you go by the trends, it would lean towards a good day, but I don't know. I don't after last week, I'm shook because I thought of all the things we knew of the season that the Saints were terrible and they still are, that the Panthers would take them out. So even when the game was close, I thought the Panthers would still figure out a way to beat a bad team, and they didn't. So they're also facing a wounded and desperate team in Atlanta on Sunday that their entire season rides on this game. The Panthers need it, but their season doesn't necessarily depend on the game. It may in some ways, but Atlanta's actual season is on the line, and that kind of scares me a little bit as well. I think the loss of Trevin Wallace is going to be a big factor too. I think that's a area of the team at linebacker where there's not a lot of dudes, and you take him out of there. I'm a little concerned about the lack of Trevin Wallace in the game.
Yeah, you make very good, valid points. Always born. I mean, they don't have dogs and the linebacker, quoting Dan Morgan, with Trevor Wallace, who's underrated linebacker. I really believe he's underrated. And my biggest fear for the game on Sunday, Tyler Agil. I know Bijan is very good. He's very good. But Tyler Agil is like a truck, literally running to you. So difficult to tackle. And the first meeting, the Falcons, for whatever reason, did not use him. I'm afraid if they use him on Sunday, it could be a long day. But let me say this: if the Panthers win, we have a chance to be basically back half a game out of first place because guess who Tampa is playing on the road on Sunday? Buffalo. And I'm pretty sure Buffalo is going to be pissed off after not showing up on Sunday against the Dolphins.
Yeah, but who's Buffalo? Because they got blown out by Atlanta also. So I mean, I assume Buffalo takes out Tampa. I I don't know. I mean, they should, but is Buffalo as good as we think they are? they're also up and down too. The only team that's really not up and down, well, trying to think, there are certain teams that have their A game, but not everyone brings that every single week. So I really, honestly, it's hard to figure out who really is good week to week at times. So I'm with you on paper. You would think Buffalo bounces back, but I don't know. I have no idea. This is to me the biggest game of Bryce Young's career. He's at a crossroads. So is Leggett in a way, but he's a year less than Bryce Young. But they're both on the verge of being considered a bust. So the reason I say that for this game is Bryce Young did not play well against one of the worst teams in the league. Atlanta's not as bad as New Orleans. But if Bryce goes and lays an egg 2 weeks in a row against these teams in the division, when do we expect him in year 3 to really pick it up? Because it's the Niners, the Rams, New Orleans again, but you've also got Seattle and Tampa twice. So when do we really think he's going to put it together? This was the area where he could take over games. New Orleans, Atlanta, and if he can't do it here in year 3, I mean, I hate to write him off because I think he's easy for me to root for and almost Bryce supporter. But if he has a similar game like he did against New Orleans, like how can we fully, even as Bryce fans, defend that anymore? And Leggett is kind of similar. Like Leggett, there's one less year than he has for Bryce Young. But he's got 37 yards after the catch this year. That is nearly impossible to play as much as he does, to be that size and that type of body, and to have 37 yards after the catch. There's a game a couple of years ago where Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins had that 4 times in one game against us. Remember when he went to the end zone and yeah. So like that, Leggett and Bryce Young, we're getting to the point of no return, I think, with these guys.
I think Leggett is honestly lazy. That is my concern because
he works very hard. I just don't think he's very good in the NFL.
right, but I mean, look at the throw that was incomplete and third and goal. That was a good throw. He should have got the end on it. So he's very Mr. Inconsistent, Leggett. Now, to play devil advocate for Bryce, not that he needed, but anyway, Sunday, yes, the Saints stopped the running game, but the O-line played terrible. I mean, Ike Ekwonu, previous week against Michael Paulson, he shut him down. This week, Cam Jordan, 37-year-old Cam Jordan, got straight into Bryce's face right near the Panthers goal line. So Bryce was terrible, but so was the O-line.
But Bryce has been bad, whether the O-line's good or not, a lot. Like some of the turnovers are just ridiculous. Whether it's dropping the football or not seeing other players on his progressions, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the offensive line wasn't good, and the Saints put out a blueprint now that you have to worry about of stopping Rico Dowdle and making it selling out. And it's a twofold problem because teams are going to make Bryce Young try to beat them, and they're also going to say, go ahead and throw it to these weapons that aren't there besides T-Mac. So that's the thing that scares me too, is I like Dan Morgan, but a lot of these offensive players that they've selected, Jonathan Brooks being one, not his fault, but it's an example. They've drafted a running back. They've drafted multiple receivers in the first round. T-Mac looks fine. They've drafted tight ends in other rounds. They've really addressed the offense a lot, and yet I still feel like they have to do even more. Like they're still not even close to being complete, but yet they've done all these things to help the offense, but yet the offense is still not complete yet. So it's gosh, I need a drink. Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, this show is sponsored by Bonding. So smash the like button, folks, if you like that drink. But anyway,
hey, if we're doing ad reads, may I hold on a second here? Hold on a minute. I got something here. If we're doing ad reads, may I suggest that you hit up the New York Butcher Shop and Wine Bar 4
Yeah, let's do.
locations: Dilworth, Cornelius, Indian Land, Fort Mill, coming soon to Belmont, also open in Cary, NY Butcher Wine Bar on Instagram, holidays, date night, football, whatever it calls for. Make sure you tell them Shaked and T-Bone sent you.
Yeah, they have the good bacon, which I don't know what it is, but I owe them and your two best friends, Brian and Antonio. So, guys, if you like good food, smash the like button. But
There you
anyway,
go.
back to the show, as Fiddy will say. So, or I will say, back to the show. I think honestly, those players are too young. So, in a way, this team does not have a true veteran who can teach the players. I mean, they traded Adam Sinlin away, and it was a win-win. His wife is happy, his kids are happy. I don't think he's happy because he's not getting any snap. But the Panthers got a pick. But they really don't have a veteran. I mean, who's the veteran on this team? I mean, JJ, we know JJ, but he's 44, so we don't count on him. But I mean, they have David Moore, and literally that is and Renfro. That is literally all.
I think they miss David more than we thought because of his veteran presence. And I think even though he's not done a lot in Minnesota, I think they miss the production of Adam Thielen because he was the chain mover. He was kind of like their de facto tight end in a weird way. A lot of third down bailouts that aren't there, and he was a safety blanket for Bryce. So I remember last year when Bryce was playing well, David Moore started to kind of contribute more and more, no pun intended. So I think that they really miss those guys, and Hunter Renfro doesn't seem like he, is ever going to be the guy that we thought, that he could possibly be. So I think you're right, and that affects the other guys because T Mac is good, but he's really pressed up to the number one spot, and that's a lot for a young wideout. And T Mac's numbers in the second half of games are way, way, way down. And I talked to a friend in broadcasting today who talked to a former NFL quarterback, and he explained the reason why T Mac's numbers are down. It's because second half adjustments, teams are selling out on T Mac because there's no fear on the other side. So when the game gets going, the plays are scripted, it's early. T Mac's getting yards. When it comes to crunch time, if you think about it, T Mac's really not doing a lot down in stretching games.
Right. Plus, I mean, his touchdowns. I know it's not a big factor, but outside of the Dallas game, he has no touchdown, which is not
Yeah.
he's a bad player, but it's still kind of shocking. And I think honestly, if Bryce wasn't a likable person, all of us by now would have been out on him. I
Yeah.
really believe it.
I think the other
But
two things that are big factors too is Jalen Coker has not had the year we thought he was going to have either, and neither has JT Sanders. I thought he was going to make a leap this year and really take over that starting tight end spot, especially in the red zone. I thought he could get six, or kind of like Tremble was at the end of last year. I thought JT Sanders would get a lot of touchdowns. So when we think about it, it's crazy because there's no Thielen gone, David Moore hurt, Renfro's not what we thought. JT Sanders is not progressed like we thought. Tremble and Mitchell Evans are not like supposed to be those guys right now. And then Coker has not been what he's supposed to be. So really the only guy around Bryce besides T-Mac who's doing fine, Rico Dowdle is really the only one that sort of exceeded anything. Every other like pass catcher and receiver, all these guys. So it's a combo of I think that there's not a lot of weapons. I don't think Bryce is confident. And I think that's another thing, too. I think last year when Bryce came back for those last 10 games and played well, I think he felt like he had nothing to lose. And I think Canales felt that way, too. So they let it fly and they played with confidence. I think the two times we've really seen Bryce play with a lack of confidence, it's when he's like known to be the man, right? Like last year, like you're starting the year, you're the guy. This year, you're the guy. Like you're our guy, and it's almost like he's not playing loose anymore. He's playing with pressure, and you can almost see it on him with some of the plays that he makes. So I think it's a weapons problem. It's a lack of confidence problem. And thank God for Rico Dowdle, because what would this team and offense? I know last week was tough, but what would this team be if he didn't go nuts for like a month?
Exactly. In a way, this team is dyslexic. This team is dyslexic in a way because coming to the season, we all thought the offense would carry the team and the defense would struggle.
Yeah,
And I have to admit, your best friend, your new best friend, Gerald Vero,
I love him.
overall,
Well, I kiss him if I could. Big old smooch.
I'm sure he likes that. But Mac will let him know. But on a serious note, overall, he's been doing a pretty good job. It's not where it need to be, but compared to last year, it's a massive, massive improvement. Sure, part of it is Derrick Brown, but part of it, they're tackling better.
Sorry, I accidentally X'd out for a second. Can you repeat what you said? I hit the wrong button over here.
Vero did it, or Mac did it. No, what I'm saying is, Born, overall, it's better than last year. The defense, much better. They're doing better job tackling. Now, is it a finished product? Absolutely not. But is it much more enjoyable product compared to last year? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Derek Brown changes all that. So that's it's a major difference. And Merrick also back there is unreal. And JC Horn's unbelievable. I don't the other day falling down twice. I don't know what that was. That was weird. It was kind of par for the course of the day. I don't really quite know what was going on, but Horn, Merrick, and Brown, I think they're an awesome trio. Need some more linebackers, and hopefully Scorton and Princely emerge as the edge rushers for the next decade. But you know, they're not done. They need more depth in those areas.
Yeah, I mean, last week we talked about the game, but truly, if I'm looking momentum wise, the first drive by the Saints, I truly feel like set up the entire game. And sure, they had opportunities afterward, but Nick Scorton not wrapping up Tyler Shook on a third and 16, which honestly, I'm not sure how they left Chris Olave wide open.
Yeah, I don't know. There were some freak plays, and they just broke down. I don't know. I was at the game, and as you
Yeah.
were, and I couldn't figure it out. I don't know how these guys got
But let,
open. All of a sudden, these guys are just wide open. I'm not even sure how it happened.
but let me ask you a serious question, Bon. Those players are professionally highly paid, motivated, all of that. They practice out. But when I hear players saying we won't prepare enough, and 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 I understand the coach's job is to prepare them. I really do. But I also wonder to myself, is it difficult to go out there tackling a player? Is it yeah, the Steelers are probably quicksand.
Yeah, they are.
Is it difficult out there to protect the quarterback? I mean, I never played football. Full disclosure, I never played football, but I would think you wouldn't need to be prepared wise to show up and to tackle, to 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 put a block on it. I mean, that's what really upset me. That they stayed. I mean, Dave Canales, as far as I know, does not go out there and tackle him. Same Evero, same Brady. They don't tackle. So how can I mean, you don't need to prepare to know to tackle the running back or to get a sack on the quarterback or to protect your quarterback. It's nonsense and baloney to me.
I have a question for you though. If you had a guy running at you that's 6'4", 245 pounds, running a 4.6, don't you think that there are times, no matter how good you are, they may run by you, no matter how much you're trying? So, I mean, it's the fastest, most physical game on the planet. So, yeah, you can prepare all day, but I mean, when you've got a guy like Alante Taylor who's blitzing off the edge, who's killed him last time, like they got out schemed, they got out worked, they had a letdown from the previous game where they did a nice job. So, this is a team that has to learn how to win, but they also have to learn how to win after they've won. They have to learn how to deal with the headlines being positive, the prosperity, I believe is the word. Yes, prosperity. They have to learn how to win after they won. So as long as a lesson was learned, I think you take it. You're upset they lost. But again, if they it's crazy how it works, because if they would have played a bad game against Green Bay and then turned around and beat the Saints, we would be happy today because that's what we expected. The fact that they're a victim of their own success, um, because they beat the Packers, right? So we got excited. If they would have lost to the Packers and then beat the Saints, it would just be like we thought it was going to be. So I think we're just upset about what happened because it was the reverse, really, of what we thought. Now, this game on Sunday, this is going to set the narrative for the attitude and tone we're all going to have for the rest of the way, because it gets very, very tough. It gets very tough. And I don't even think we should be focused on Tampa Bay right now, because San Francisco and the Rams are coming up. And that is going to be Rams might be, Stafford's got 24 touchdowns and 2 picks right now. And he hasn't thrown an INT since week 3 or 2 of the season. Like, Stafford might be the MVP. San Francisco's playing for their lives. So they might be kind of close to Tampa Bay. But if they don't beat Atlanta and they lose these 2 back to back, it's all for nothing.
Right. I mean, I agree. If they go 5-8, that will be disappointing. I mean, realistically, if they win 7 games, I think you will see some coaching change. Not Canales per se, but you will see some coaching change in all of that. I think realistically, sure, coming to the season, we all expected 10 wins, 9 to 10, all of us literally. But I think predicted 14, probably will it be 17-0.
No,
But
I had them at 8.8 wins.
so
So
y'all,
I
yeah,
toggled between 8 and 9, so I kind of stuck them in there at 8. I was at 9 basically. I was basically at 9 wins, but there was a lot of toss-up games when we did the schedule stuff, like Arizona, Jacksonville. Like, we didn't think New England was going to be as good as they are. That was a game we didn't know anything about. So Arizona, Jacksonville, New England, Atlanta, these are all. New Orleans was not a toss-up game. We thought that one was in the bag. So they've already lost a lot of these games. Now, they stole one from Green Bay, but because they lost to the Saints, for them to get that win total, they're going to have to beat some good teams down the stretch and not lose to the Saints again. And I don't know if that's a guarantee at this point.
yeah. I mean, coming before the season started, schedule-wise, I had them beating the Cows and Jags, which they didn't do that. But I also had them losing to the Pats and beating the Packers and losing to the Saints. But anyway, no, I agree with you. I mean, here's the deal. I know everyone born say this schedule is tough, but I truly believe this season there is not one team that you say, oh my gosh, it's the superior. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're Super Bowl contender. It's not like the 2015 Panthers, who we knew is a special team, or different years with different teams. The NFL, in my opinion, this year is pretty even. You have some teams who are pretty good, Lions, Eagles, uh, but then you have
I
teams.
tell you, the Rams in Seattle are coming, man. Seattle looks unbelievable right now.
But who they played? No one. No
No,
one.
but they've been dominant in a lot of their games recently. Seattle looks that offense and defensive combo. They play the Rams this week. So we'll see what happens. We have some interesting games this week with Seattle and the Rams, and Kansas City and Denver is on at the same time in the 4 o'clock window on Sunday. So that should be a pretty fun. And Tampa Bay Buffalo is on the same time as the Panthers, but that's a pretty good slate there for the NFL on Sunday.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not predicting it because it's a week out, but I won't be shocked if the Panthers go to Candlestick and beat the 49ers, which, by the way, it's the first time the Panthers will be playing against Run CMC.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how healthy are the Niners when they see them? They're a team that's got a lot of health problems, but I can't After what I saw last week, I can't even predict the Falcons game, so I'm not gonna look too far ahead now. I mean, they could beat Atlanta and lose to San Francisco. They could lose to Atlanta, beat San Francisco. I don't know.
Mm.
I mean,
And
it's just so
and
week to week.
sorry to cut you off. I was thinking about it. Let's say we'd beat. Let's say the Panthers would have beat the Saints, and they would have lost to the Falcons. Everyone would have been on the Monday show, on your show, on every show Monday. Hey, we're pissed off. How did we lose to the Falcons? How did we lose to them? We beat them 30-0 at home on Shaked birthday. How in the world did that happen? So realistically, we beat the Falcons. It's basically erased the Saints game. We lose to the Falcons, and you will start hearing people saying Bryce is bust, fire Canales, Evero should be gone, etc. So it's a very telling week for us. It really is.
Yeah, especially with how wounded Atlanta is. Like I'm so like Raheem Morris is really on the hot seat right now. And as a matter of fact, I was kind of hoping Atlanta beat the Colts last week, to be completely honest about it, because I thought he might get fired if that game went awry. And I didn't want him to get fired because I didn't want that coach jump. Um, but you know, that little coach leap that teams get playing the you got some fans in the you got some fans in the chat there, Shed.
Yeah, Mr. FX from Norway watching us.
All right,
So
Norway. I've never been there. How's the weather in Norway? Let me know.
probably snowing. Probably snowing.
It's always snowing in Norway.
Yeah, but anyway, remember Carolina Reaper. What he does great. Getting coaches fired. Getting coaches fired, Bond.
He
That's what
does.
the
Matt, by the way, apparently, I forgot to mention this. Mike Smith and Dan Quinn, both their last games were against the Panthers in Atlanta.
interesting.
That's not good for Raheem Morris. You might not want to look at that.
Wow, so -3 negative. Yeah, I mean, we had snow in Charlotte. We had Snowmageddon Charlotte Monday night. I went ahead and brought me some milk. I saw some salt being placed all over Charlotte. We basically we shut down the city on Monday night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Snowmageddon that even the 44-year-old player for the Panthers tweet about it.
Sorry, my phone is going crazy right now because Aaron Judge just won the MVP award again. So my Yankee group chat is on its ear right now.
Surprised no Dodgers won it because they win everything.
Ohtani won the NL MVP.
I'm not shocked.
Aaron Judge won the AL MVP over Cal Raleigh, but Ohtani won the NL MVP.
Yeah, I'm not shocked, more. I'm not shocked, but congrats, Judge. But also, since you're wearing on it hat, I mean, they won last night.
That's a Panthers hat.
The color looked the same.
That's a Panthers hat.
Okay, the color.
Yep.
No, so anyway, this team is young. So as long as they win 7, 8, 9 games, even if they don't make the playoff, it's a progress. Like I feel like this is like the 2011/2012 team was very young and go on the run. Now if they win 6 or 7 games, I it's not me Shaked who's saying it. Everyone will say fire Canales, fire Evero, let's make some change. So their job is also realistically in a way on the line.
What's your before I go? What's your prediction for the game? What you got?
I'm not sure, honestly. I really not because I'm without Trevor Wallace. I'm terrified of Fagio. That is,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of Kyle Bass Pitts. I'm not afraid of Michael Penis Jr.
I'm sorry, who?
Michael Penis Jr.
I think you said his name. I believe it's Penix.
No, it's Penis Jr. CBS in Savannah.
Well, how about this? I'll leave you with this. I'm gonna pick tomorrow on the Mac and Bone Show 92.7 what I think. I can't do it right here, but I will do it tomorrow.
I know. And I will do it on Sunday with you guys. No, but seriously, I'm being serious. CBS in Atlanta, if you watch it, they had a pro.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, they said penis on the graphic. I remember. Yeah.
I mean, If they call it, I call it. My
Well,
so always
thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. We'll do it again soon, okay?
thank you. Good night, and say hi to Mabel. She was fantastic tonight, as
Yeah,
always.
I will let her know. Send her paycheck.
I will.
All right. Thanks, Shaked. All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks. And that was a funny show. Just a funny show. Great thanks to my friend Travis Steven Hancock. Thank you, FX. Thank you. Yeah. Steven, in case you guys don't know, he's a radio show host in Charlotte, North Carolina. Pretty awesome guy. Pretty awesome guy. So it was a blast. And guys, if you haven't done so, smash the like button. It's free. But it helps channels like mine grow and monetize and take it to the next level. So I really appreciate everyone's support and help. And hey, I will see you guys next streaming. Keep pounding it, everyone. Go Panthers and have a good night. And God bless you all. Thank you for watching.